Hey guys, what's going on? Here's a video I've been thinking about making since I came into the VC almost 4 years ago. And it has to do with this album by the Iron City House Rockers. And I remember this band well. I remember one night back in, it's like 81 or 82, trying to avoid that glare. They were playing on the television show, what the hell was it called? Solid Gold. I remember Andy Gibb hosted it. I think Deanne Warwick was one of the hosts. And I was supposed to go and meet this girl, junior high school thing, over her house. And I called and I canceled plans because I wanted to stay home and watch these guys on Solid Gold. Well, she never talked to me again, and that's okay. I don't even remember her name. It was well worth blowing it off. Their lead singer, Joe Krashecki, years later put out a solo album, and it's when I was a music director for K-Fan Radio, Texas Rebel Radio. And the name of the song off the album that was getting all the airplay was Chain Smoking. Guy talking about chain smoking. Well, I did a phone interview with him, and I told him the story how I ditched this girl to stay home and watch them play. And he goes, well, I hope it was worth it. Yeah, it was, yeah, Who knows how life would have turned out had I went down there. Anyway, sounds like I've been chain smoking. They're re-releasing that album on Acoustic Sounds. So I went and I pulled this album out, and I'm going to open it. And I've had it, and I'm opening it right now. I've had it for about 5 years, and I bought it in a bin of other records. And the reason I kept it was because of that story. I just thought it was funny that I actually got to talk to the guy. 20 years later, or maybe 15 years later. Let's see. Now I know how I have stored it since I've had it, and there's no warp in it, so that's good. That's the first thing you look for on a sealed record is the warping, and it did not get any. So I'm going to wipe this down a little bit and give it a play. And no one say nothing. These are the microfiber clothic, blah, blah, blah. They're not going to scratch the record. It's not sandpaper, man. And I do have a record spinner behind this. And I'm going to reach over here and stick it in there and turn it a few times. Everyone doing okay, man? I hope so. I'm going to pause this just for a second. Okay, I'm back. That may or may not have been more than a second. And I'm kind of excited about them reissuing Joe Krashecki's album. And I think I'm going to order that one. They're probably, it's probably be enough that I don't have to worry about missing out. But it's not going to be like hundreds of thousands of copies because it's not John Coltrane. It's not Miles Davis. It's that boy from New Jersey, Joe Krashecki. This is a boring part, so I'm just going to pause it. Oh yeah, like a brand new record. And here's where I get the copyright strike. Like having a brand new album.